Your competitors are not the enemy. In this video, I'm going to tell you some strategies that you can use in dealing with your competitors because they might not be as big of a problem as you think. What's up, Pod Squad? Thank you for watching or listening to today's episode. It's brought to you by our friends at Mighty Line Floor Tape. Free sample kit still available if you want to check out the product because you listen to this show. They will ship it to you. MightyLineTape.com/stripe it. So unless you're in a super tiny town somewhere and have absolutely no competition, chances are you have somebody who does the thing that you do, seal coating, striping, asphalt paving, whatever it is. And I think there's a lot of misunderstood ideas about competitors. So I'm going to give like a two-minute story background of my background with competitors. So when I started my striping business, the big reason why I started my striping business is there was only one guy in the town where I lived doing it. And the work he did was fine, but the actual business itself, I felt like it had something to be desired. I think that as a customer who hired that company once or was involved in that process a little bit, I saw something that could have been improved. So what I learned very quickly though is when I started doing the same work that this person did, striping parking lots, he would actually go to the jobs that I did, go to the businesses and badmouth me directly to the clients. It was kind of amusing. So in that case, that's probably not somebody you want to reach out to. But in general though, I'm a big proponent, big fan of reaching out to your competitors and talking to them on the phone or having them lunch with them. And I'll tell you why. When I moved my business to the city where we're in now in end of 2019, early 2020, that's one of the first things I did was I got in touch with the two biggest striping companies that were here. One in particular did literally over 50% of the striping in this city. And I just built a relationship with them. And I kept it really honest. I was like, hey, I'm a smaller company. I just moved here. I noticed you do this thing as well. And I wanted to introduce myself to see if there was an opportunity for us to help each other. And I realize that sounds crazy if you've never thought of it before. Why would you want to help your competitors? The reality is, though, a lot of times the companies that advertise the same services that you do are often completely different companies. The two competitors who did the striping in this city, one was trying to make more of an effort into paving, much more than striping. And the second company was so ginormous. It did so many different things. It had, crack sealing, it had seal coating, it had snow removal, it had all these weird summer services and pressure washing. They even had a janitorial division. So the striping was such a small part of their business that even though they did a lot of striping here, it was not their bread and butter. So what I found very quickly with the first competitor is I actually got work from them my first year in this city. Even though they had striping equipment, they were so busy with their other things that he actually called me one day and very quickly gave me a 5-figure project. Might have even been my first 5-figure project. So he had a parking mall or a shopping mall under contract, and he's like, I don't think I can do it. Can you price it out for me? And 10 minutes later, I had a go ahead to do it. So a lot of times you can gain some valuable opportunities from your competitors. But more than anything, it's an opportunity for you to kind of understand their business a little bit better and vice versa. And what you might find is even though you guys do the same service, you might not want the same type of clients. So even now, there's a small handful of competitors that we have here. And I hate the term competitors, but some companies who have striping machines that are a lot smaller companies than what we are. And more often than not, I've gone to them and said, look, if you ever need work, and we have a lot on our plate, we have no problem subcontracting some of that work to you. So this is especially important if you're a newer company. Go to the big guys and say if you ever need help, give me a call. I'm a newer company, or I'm not nearly the size of company you are, and I can probably be a little bit more nimble and quick to respond if you have tight deadlines. If you can provide value to a competitor that does the same service, you might actually get a lot of work from it that way. But more than anything, I think the most important thing to remember is this. There is a lot of work out there. When we start our striping business and we get so focused on trying to get as much work as possible, we sometimes forget that, every quote we send out, if we don't get it, we get crushed. We're like, oh, now I got to go send out another quote. The reality is there's so much work out there to be had. So even though you have competitors doing the thing that you're doing, you might just have an opportunity to do it a little bit better. And if a company can establish themselves as one that delivers a lot of value to their customers, so not just the price on the quote, but like, do they actually solve their customers' problems? Those companies really, really thrive. That's why our company has grown. Is we were never the cheapest, or at least, not in the later years, we were certainly not the cheapest company. But even though there's other companies here that do striping, we still get the lion's share of the work because we're so focused on bringing value to our customers. And what I found is that profile of customer who's willing to pay a little bit more to have their problems go away, there is no shortage of those customers out there. You just got to go find them. So don't shy away from your competition. Reach out to them. They might think it's weird, and if you weird them out, so be it. Whatever, you made them weird. But don't feel like you have to like hoard everything to yourself and like shy away and never talk to your competitors. There's a lot of opportunities out there, and reaching out to your competitors might just build a helpful relationship for the both of you. So don't fight them. Spread love, not war. That's the message. That's the message with your competitors. Go talk to them, unless they're like, terrible and bad talking you behind your back, then maybe don't. But that's been my experience. Let me know what you think. Drop your comments in this video down below. We read them, right? We read the comments. Yeah, we really do. So we appreciate the feedback. So that's it. Keep your stripes hot. Talk to you next week.